Welcome to the Estate Planning Minute. I'm Michael Glassford. Today I want to talk about something a little different. Something that blends heritage, heart, and planning for the future. You may have heard of the Kirkin of the Tartan, a Scottish tradition where families bring their clan tartan to be blessed. It's a time to remember where we come from, to honor those who came before, and to dedicate our families to what comes next. And believe it or not, there's a lot this ancient ceremony can teach us about modern estate planning, about how we protect, preserve, and pass on what truly matters. Each tartan represents identity, generations of people whose lives, struggles, and love wove together into a pattern we carry today. In estate planning, we begin in that same place, with who we are and who we love. An estate plan isn't just a set of legal documents, it's a reflection of your story. It's your family's modern tartan, woven from your values, your experiences, and your desire to care for the people who matter most. When I sit down with a family, I don't start with numbers. I start with a question. What is on your mind and heart when it comes to estate planning? Who are you most concerned for? And what do you want to accomplish? When you start answering these type of questions, you pick up the pen and take control over the story that you are writing. That's where legacy begins. The Kirkin tradition goes back to a time when wearing tartan was forbidden, when families risked punishment just to preserve their identity. Can you imagine that? Being told something so culturally significant to you and your family was no longer allowed? And there were severe consequences for defiance. But the Scots did it because they knew something powerful. Heritage is worth protecting. Estate planning is the same act of protection. But instead of colors and cloth, we safeguard people and purpose. When you create a will, a trust, or a plan for your estate, you're saying to your family, I love you enough to make sure you're cared for. I love you enough not to leave you guessing. But it's more than that. It's also saying, I love myself enough to live my best life and achieve all the rest. That's not paperwork, that's stewardship. It's how we honor our ancestors, by protecting our descendants and ourselves. Look at a tartan closely, and you'll see hundreds of threads woven together. Pull one out and the whole pattern changes. That's how family works too. Estate planning helps keep those threads strong. It prevents the fraying that can happen when communication breaks down, when expectations aren't clear, or when no plan exists at all. I've seen it too often. Families who love each other deeply end up in conflict because no one ever had the conversation. So I tell my clients, don't let silence unravel your family fabric. Have the conversations you need to have now. Talk about your wishes, your values, your wealth, or lack thereof, and your plans to change or maintain it, so that your tartan, your legacy, remains intact. The Kirkin of the Tartan is about more than remembrance. It's about dedication. Families bring their tartan forward to be blessed, saying, Lord, guide us, make our family worthy of your care. Estate planning in its own way is an act of faith too. When you plan, you're saying, I trust that life is awesome. It also continues after me. I believe what I do now and what I build because of my actions has meaning today, tomorrow, and beyond my lifetime. That takes courage. It takes vision. And it transforms estate planning from a legal task into a spiritual one, a declaration that you believe your story matters, that your legacy has purpose, that your family's future is worth preparing for. Every tartan is a trust, passed down through generations. No one owns it, we simply hold it for a time. That's the same with what we have today. Our home, our businesses, our savings, our stories, we are stewards, not owners. Estate planning is how we practice stewardship, by organizing, protecting, and eventually passing on what's been entrusted to us. And good stewardship doesn't depend on wealth, it depends on intention. You don't need millions to make a difference. You just need clarity about what matters most and a plan to protect it. So as you reflect on this tradition, the blessing of the tartan, the honoring of family, I invite you to think of your own Kirkin. What are the colors and patterns of your legacy? What values do you want to preserve? What blessings do you want your children and grandchildren to carry forward? Estate planning is your chance to weave those things into something lasting, It's your modern tartan, your way of saying, this is who I am, this is what I believe, this is what I'm protecting. The Kirkin of the Tartan is held each October on Reformation Sunday. There are many places all over the country that you can participate. If this message resonates with you, if you've been meaning to get your will or trust in place but haven't known where to start, let's change that this week too. Your legacy deserves to be protected, not left to chance. Visit legallifeplan.com or click the link below to schedule a short Zoom or call with me. We'll talk about your goals, your family, and how to make sure your story, your tartan, is preserved with clarity and care. Because your heritage is too important to fade. Let's make sure the pattern continues, woven beautifully, intentionally, and with purpose. Thank you for watching, and may your family's colors always remain bright. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button below. Comments, likes, and shares are appreciated. And again, for more information, visit legallifeplan.com.